Hello and welcome back, my fairies. I am Matsuyorific, and we are back with episode 9 of Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir season 5. And you have no idea how long I've been waiting for this episode. I have been waiting all freaking day for the episode that, according to its trailer, promises to be my favorite episode of the season because y'all know how much I love Marinette. It is the healthiest ship of the entire Love Square, and we are getting an actual Marinette episode. Apparently in the trailer there is actually like this 2-second clip that's like you blink and you miss it, where you actually do get to get confirmation that it's Glaciator who's getting akumatized, and of course it's Glaciator. It's a Marinette episode, of course it's Glaciator. But so I do want to apologize to all the people in the chat from Wednesday's live stream that were like, oh my gosh, it's Glaciator. Glaciator is going to be the akumatized person. And I was like, oh my gosh, no spoilers. If it wasn't in the trailer, I don't want to hear it. It was in the trailer. I just didn't see it. So I do know who's going to get akumatized this episode. It's Andre Glacier, the ice cream man. And, oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, all we really know about this episode is that it's going to be Marinette and Cat Noir. Marinette and Alia are once again having a sleepover. I think episode 5 is like the only episode that doesn't start with them having a sleepover. At least of episodes that actually start with Marinette. There have been so many sleepovers between Marinette and Alia, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's because Alia is worried about Marinette's mental state right now, or maybe Marinette also realizes that she's not in the best mental state right now, so maybe she's just inviting Alia over like all of the time because she needs Alia there. Alia is her rock. Cat Noir is her rock, but Alia is her rock. So, they're gonna have a sleepover, but then, Cat Noir, for whatever reason, is up on the rooftops, and he passes by Marinette's house, and she actually goes up on the roof, and she sees him, and, we see her with the rose in the trailer, so I'm assuming that he gives her a rose, and they actually go off, and leave Alia and Tiki behind, and with Marinette in her pajamas. Girl, you gotta put some clothes on if you're gonna go on a date, especially with your crush. Cat, you could at least give her time to get dressed. You know Marinette has trouble with this. Let her go get dressed. I know this isn't your first time seeing her in her pajamas, but you could let the girl get dressed. She's still a teenage girl. Hopefully she like gets some clothes or something when she's out, or realizes what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and watch the episode. And also Glaciator gets akumatized. That's about all we really know, though. Also, he's going to get the power of the tiger. That's about all we really know about this episode, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and go watch the episode, and I will see you guys in a bit.
I'm going to break you!
What?
Like a Kit Kat bar.
I am having the worst case of Dijon mustard right now.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I was actually tempted to start recording while I was watching this because I was making some ungodly noises and sounds, and words thought they were coming out of my mouth, but they were not actual words. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, yes, this was, Exaltation in French, but in English, this episode is actually called Elation. Apparently that's been causing a lot of confusion in the fandom. I was calling it Elation in the trailer, and then my friend Dem was like, oh no, it's called Exaltation. I changed it in the trailer review, but then I found out that, oh, it's actually both. It's Elation in the dub, but Exaltation in the French version. But, yeah, I got the hiccups now, too. But, yeah, oh my goodness. So that was an episode. So the episode starts off with more of the same shenanigans that we saw in episode 7, with Ladybug, trying to set up this rooftop dinner just like Cat Noir did for her in the first Glaciator episode. That was actually a really nice callback to that episode. She just, sets up this whole dinner and everything, which is actually kind of interesting because he ends up being hungry later. It's like, you should have taken some of these little snacks for the road. They look really good. But Ladybug is like trying to set up this whole thing, and like she's even trying to like force this quote accidental kiss between them, and he's like, what are you doing? Oh, I get it. This is a test, right? You're just testing me. Ha, yep, you're really clever, Ladybug, but nope, don't worry. I'm completely over you. We're friends, we're partners. That's how it's meant to be, and I'm fine with that. And she's like, is everything okay? Do you have a girlfriend or something? And he's like, oh, this is more of the test, right? Nope, because we can't tell each other anything about each other because you've got to protect our miraculous and our identities. And she's like, oh, yeah, right. Yeah. But, so, he leaves because, he's about to change back. He's poor guy's trying to find a place to de-transform, but fans are swarming him and not letting him actually have some peace so he could be in private and de-transform. He hides in an alleyway, and then somebody spots him and then takes a picture with him. It's like, okay, yeah, I could take one selfie. Jeez, now I gotta go. Oh, but hey, you guys, Cat Noir is here. He's taking pictures, and everybody just swarms into this tiny little alley space. It's like, the poor guy, his ring is beeping. He's about to change back. He literally gets away at the very last second. He uses a stick to escape and get up to the roof, and it's just as he gets up to the roof that he changes back. Without a de-transformation phrase or anything, he just changes back. And Plague is like, they're like, oh, that was close. And Plague's like, oh yeah, I was gonna starve. You're telling me. Cat Noir, he sees that, he's right in front of the bakery, and he's like, you know what? I'm hungry too. I'm gonna go see Marinette. So he goes to the bakery and tries to talk to Marinette, but Marinette is having another sleepover, like I said before, with Alia, and Alia's trying to talk Marinette out of this whole being in love with Cat Noir, because, she and Tiki kind of agree that, she's only, she and Tiki are under the impression that she's forcing herself to be in love with Cat Noir so that she can allow herself to get over Adrian. And they recognize that that's not healthy. And I'm just like, thank you. Thank you for recognizing when things are not healthy and not treating it fully like a joke. Like, yes, they've got to have the comedy aspect and everything too, but they're still actively worried about her. It's not just a one-off joke, and that's what the problem's been for so long, that they're like, oh, you're crazy, you know that, right? And that's the joke. And then she just continues being crazy without anyone saying anything after that. It's like, okay, we've made this one comment and that was it. But no, Ollie and Tiki are doubling down, like they're really concerned about her. And Marinette's like, come on, I really am in love with Cat Noir. Like, why can't I just be in love with Cat Noir? Why can't I just like somebody who likes me back? And it's like, well, that did actually hurt a little bit, because he does like you back, Marinette. Ollie is like, okay, you're really overthinking this. It's fine, but just don't fall in love with him for the wrong reasons. This is still a bad idea. You yourself have said multiple times that it's a bad idea for you and Cat Noir to be together. And she, somewhat agrees, but also she's coming up with so many different excuses for why it's okay for her to be in love with Cat Noir. And it's like, somebody please bring up Chat Blanc. like, Tiki does sort of talk about it later, but she doesn't actually mention Chat Blanc. Like, somebody tell Ollie about Chat Blanc, please. Let's have this conversation. You know, we acknowledged it last season. Can we please acknowledge it this season? That's, like, literally my only gripe so far with this season. But yeah, Marinette gets all flustered and heated, and Ollie is like, okay, you know, you're getting heated, maybe you should just, you know, go outside, get some air, and calm down. She's like, yeah, it is getting kind of hot in here, so she goes outside, and, yeah, we also, you know, get this stuff in the bakery, too, which is so cute. Adrian, like, all walking in all blushing, like, is Marinette here, please? And then Marinette's parents are instantly like, why is he red? He's in love with our Marinette. And then Tom, like, I don't know if this is an actual reference to the Bakery Enemies comic. I wouldn't think that the writers of this show would be reading an American-made fan comic, even though that is one of the most popular fan comics right now. But Tom's like, oh yeah, he could work at the bakery since he's quit modeling. That's perfect. And it's like, yes. I want Adrian working at this bakery. I want Bakery Enemies, except without the enemies part. Yes, please. Bring Adrian into the bakery. Adopt him. Well, don't like legally adopt him because then it would be weird, but like bring him into the family. Do this. Do it. I need it. Oh my goodness. You know, they call Marinette to be like, oh hey, Adrian's here to see you. And Marinette's like, nope, I'm not here. I'm busy. I cannot talk to him. Yo, he's a friend from school, and that's all that he is to me. And they're like kind of sad, and they're like, what is going on with Marinette? You know, we know that she likes this boy, and he clearly seems to like her back now. So they actually feel bad about turning him away and at least give him some croquettes for the trip home. And Plag even mentions on the way out, it's like, you got your croquettes? And he's like, yeah, but, you know, that's, you know, everything's still... It's like, yeah, but I still want to see Marinette. Everything reminds me of her. And then the poor boy... He can't go out as Cat Noir, but he also can't go out as Adrian because Stinkin' Wayhem once again decides to act more as a super fan and not as his actual friend, who Adrian has talked to as a friend and acknowledges him as a friend. Decides, oh look, it's Adrian! Somebody made that post, because somebody actually did walk into the bakery and see him, and it's like, oh hey, you're the guy from Alliance. It's like, even when he's not a model, he still gets spotted like this. It's like, oh, poor boy. So they posted that picture on social media, even though Adrian tried to stop them, but it was too late. And then Wayhem sees it and is like, oh, that's at the bakery, so let's go there. And he's gathers this whole mob to chase down poor Adrian. It's like, this is part of the reason why he didn't want to be on the Alliance, is because of this. This is part of this was his main gripe about being a model, was this. He can't go out in public without people going crazy. And it's like, my gosh, this poor boy. Like, yes, he is a celebrity, but he's also a teenage boy. Let him have his space. Let the boy breathe. So he runs away from them, manages to hide for at least a minute, but just long enough that he could transform as Cat Noir and go up onto the rooftops to avoid the Adrian fans. And he's still close to the bakery, when he gets to the roof, he realizes that he's got a really great view of the bakery. And I'm so glad this is it, because I was worried about that when I saw the trailer. It's like, what is he doing at the bakery? Please tell me he's not looking into Marinette's room. Please, please, please don't let this be where it's going. Fortunately, it was not. It's like, thank you for not turning him full Marinette here. And then he sees Marinette coming up to the roof and getting some air, like she said she would. And then, she gets all lovey-dovey, thinking about Cat Noir. And then she actually sees him. It's like, oh my gosh. And then he's like, oh my gosh, there she is. Quick, pretend to be on patrol. Yes. Switch this. Yes, I'm serious mode right now. I am on patrol, on the lookout for bad guys. Oh man, that killed me. Okay, but yeah, then they're like, oh hey, Cat Noir. He's like, oh hey, it's Marinette, right? Yeah, hey. And then he goes and talks to her because, you know, he really wants to talk to her because he's in love with her now. But he doesn't even think about the fact that he's Cat Noir right now, and the repercussions of that, but we will get into that in a bit because it's a major part of the episode. So yeah, we get the whole thing with, you know, they're, you know, she's like, oh yeah, I'm a fan of yours. I'm actually a really big fan of yours now. And he's like, oh yeah, oh hey, that's really cool that you're a fan, but I mean, you know, if you knew who I was under the mask, you might not be a fan. And she's like, oh, actually, I don't care about your mask. And it's like this really sweet moment, and like they actually get really close. Like, I was freaking out at this moment. This is the part where I was making words that were not words. And oh my gosh, you like I am right now. That is the very short episode where they're actually in love with each other. But yeah, and they get so close and they almost kiss. But then they just sort of realize what's about to happen, and like he even gave her a rose, and they're like, oh yeah, this actually shouldn't happen. They're like, yeah, hey, want to get some ice cream? Oh, I'm in my pajamas. I can't go like this. And he's like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's like, I know you don't mean anything by this. You're way too innocent to mean anything by this, and you're blinded by heart-shaped glasses right now. But it does matter. The girl is in her pajamas. She is old enough that it is definitely inappropriate for her to go outside in her pajamas. But I still can't be mad at them for this because they're blinded by the heart-shaped glasses and they don't mean anything by it. And I just realized that probably makes me sound like a hypocrite because of all the criticism I've given Marinette in the past, but like, this episode, oh my gosh. So they leave to go get some of Andre's ice cream, like going on an actual date together, leaving behind Alia and Tiki. And then Alia comes up right after they leave, and it's like, what happened? Where'd Marinette go? You're still here, Tiki. She can't have transformed and left. And then we actually get them talking for a little bit, talking about, how, you know, Alia herself even thought that Cat Noir was pretty cute when they first started showing up. Which is a nice callback to the end of Lady Wi-Fi, where she's like, yeah, but with a suit and a mask, don't you think Adri kind of looks like Cat Noir? What? No way. Adri's way more legit than Cat Noir. Hey, I happen to think Cat Noir is pretty slick. But yeah, like that whole thing, that's a really nice callback to Lady Wi-Fi. And then Tiki talks about how, you know, about how they're, you know, disaster might occur as a result of, you know, the problems between holders of the miraculous of creation and destruction. And it's like, I really thought she was going to tell her about Chat Blanc, because Alia actually does seem like she doesn't know about Chat Blanc. It's like, they're missing the huge elephant in the room, which is the fact that Marinette and Tiki both remember Chat Blanc. We've even seen Marinette having a nightmare about him. And it's like, they both know that this can happen if Marinette and Cat Noir fall in love. They know this could happen, that if he finds out, that if they get together, then that could lead to Monarch taking advantage of their love for each other and leading to that horrible future, which we will get back to at the end of the episode. So yeah, Alia, like, you know, she's still not quite sure, but yeah, like, then oh right, the whole thing with them going up to the roof actually happens after their conversation, and they realize Marinette's not there. So Alia gets her phone out and calls Marinette. Marinette still has her phone on her. She's with Cat Noir, like they're super high up on his stick, just looking over Paris, looking for Andre. And she gets out her phone and sees that she has a call from Alia and actually ignores it. And then she realizes, oh my goodness, okay, so I love this for something completely different and unrelated to the episode. She remembers that Max made an app specifically for locating Andre, and I went crazy at this scene when watching this with my friend because you know, he and I are roleplay friends, and you know, we're part of the Miraculous Roleplay subreddit, and I actually called this cause you know, I roleplay there as my gender bent Adrian character, aka Adriana, aka Kitty Noir, and yes, again, she's who his twin sister Adriana is based off of in my What If Adrian Had a Twin Sister series. For those of you who don't know that I did that. But yeah, like, I actually had a scene in that where I had her pull out her phone and say, oh yeah, my friend Maxine made this app that allows us to search for Andrea, and I wonder if it'll work in this alternate universe too. Hey, look, it still works. So that was really cool that I wound up predicting that. I predict a lot of stuff in Miraculous when I make fan content. First Tales of Love and War, and now I'm predicting stuff in the roleplay group. But yeah, so she gets out her phone and realizes that you know, Max made an app specifically for locating Andre, and my gosh, they're too cute. You know, Cat Noir is like, okay, hold on, and they, like, you know, just sort of plummet down back to Earth. And you know, he's got Marinette in his arms, and he, you know, lands on the rooftop, not on the rooftop, but like on this umbrella, and they slide down. Like, they're having so much fun, and like there's music playing, so they dance to the music on their way to Andre. And they're like, yeah, we want an ice cream. And Andre freaks out because, like, wait, what? No, what are you doing? Cat Noir, you're supposed to be in love with Ladybug. Marinette, you're supposed to be in love with Adrian Agreste. And that's when Cat Noir has the realization, like, actually, like, you're in love with Adrian? You're in love with me? He doesn't actually say that out loud, but oh, that was hilarious seeing him realize that she actually was in love with him. As like, of all the people to spill that secret, I'm actually kind of surprised that it wasn't Nino, to be honest. But yeah, Andre is the one to reveal to Adrian, or Cat Noir in this case, that Marinette is in love with Adrian, and Andre refuses to give them ice cream because they're there with the wrong person. And it's funny because, you know, he actually did sense that there was something between them when he saw them in Glaciator 2. You know, he sensed that there was something there, and that's why he got akumatized, because he's like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would Marinette be in love with Cat Noir? Marinette's supposed to be in love with Adrian, and Cat Noir's supposed to be in love with Ladybug. This doesn't make any sense. What is going on here? And, you know, that's pretty much what he's saying here. It's like, what are you doing? They you know, they're kind of depressed at this point, with, you know, him refusing them ice cream, and they go off and they just sit there and just talk. And it's like, yes, you need to talk. You need to talk to each other. You need to talk this through. Just talk to each other. And they do. And, you know, they sit there and talk things through with Marinette, like Adrian, or no, Cat Noir is like, so you were in love with Adrian Agreste? And she's like, I was, but whenever I was around him, I messed things up, and it just got so complicated, and I just want to be over that. And then she's like, and you're no longer in love with Ladybug? And he's like, yeah, that when I was around her, I just made a mess of things, and it was complicated. And it's like, I love the fact that they actually acknowledge that he was wrong for acting the way that he was with Ladybug. Like, they even acknowledged it at the beginning of the episode too, but like, he actually does acknowledge himself. This is not the only time he's acknowledged himself that he was taking things too far with Ladybug because she didn't return his feelings. And, this isn't the first time he's recognized that, and good on him. Marinette is finally starting to acknowledge that too, that she didn't really behave properly around Adrian. And I know that the show can't go into all of the mature adult implications of her actions. We've gone over this before in previous videos, but, considering the limitations of a show aimed at the target audience that this is aimed at, I am glad that they're addressing it as much as they can. It's nice to see. But, back to the episode. They talk, and they get closer again, with them, still acknowledging each other, their feelings for each other, and they actually do kiss. Like he basically talks about, how he's, he has all these fans, and, they wouldn't really be his fans if they knew who he was under his mask, and she's like, I don't care about your mask. And they basically, use her being a fan, as an excuse to acknowledge the fact that she does have feelings for him. So they lean in and they kiss. But then Cat Noir has a realization. She doesn't know who he is under the mask, and there's really no way of knowing if he really does love him for him. He knows that she loves him as Adrian, but that he kind of messed that up, and he recognizes that that his mindset is now, well, I messed things up as Adrian, but maybe I can make this work as Cat Noir, and he realizes that's not right. I'm taking advantage of the fact that she is a super fan of mine, and that's not what I want. I don't want her to be a fan of mine. I don't want her to be attracted to me just because I'm this cool hero. I want her to actually love me and all of me. And, he comes to that realization that him being with her as Cat Noir is not the right way to go about things. So he breaks the kiss and apologizes to her, and is like, no, this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this because it's taking advantage of you, and I don't want that. I'm gonna take you home right now. Andre was right, this is wrong. And oh my goodness, I had to remind myself at this point that Andre was the one getting akumatized and not Marinette, because she breaks down, and it was actually really hard to see. She breaks down about how, just once she'd like to love somebody who loves her back, and she's tired of people telling her what's best for her. She wants to make her own decisions in this, and decide who she wants to love. And her heart starts to break, and then Monarch senses that. And he sends out an Akuma for Marinette. It goes into the rose, and she is about to get akumatized. Cat Noir is doing everything he can to get through to her, to get her attention, to get her to resist getting akumatized. And he's desperate not to let this happen to her. And he doesn't even know why it would be such a bad thing for her to get akumatized. But he figures out that there is a way to break her out of it, and it's him telling her to kiss him again. And that does snap her out of it, and he does kiss her, but he knows this is the only way to keep her from getting akumatized, but he feels awful about it because that was not a real kiss of love. That was a kiss of, I'm trying to distract you from these negative feelings so that you don't become a supervillain. And he knows that was, he knows that it was the right thing to do, but it was also the wrong thing to do. And it's like, it freaks him out, and he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I'm so sorry. I was just trying to help. I just wanted to save you. And she comes to the realization that her trying to have a relationship with Cat Noir is what almost got her akumatized. She nearly got akumatized, and she's freaking out because she knows what that means. He doesn't fully understand what that means, but she does. She is Ladybug. If she gets akumatized, then it's over. It is actually over, because she's the only one who can purify akumas. Like, yes, technically Cat Noir could cataclysm it, but she's the only one who could purify akumas, and Monarch would find out her identity, he would get her miraculous, and there's no way that Cat Noir would be able to defeat him without her. Yes, we stand Cat Noir in this household, and yes, he is a competent hero, especially this season, now that he's no longer so focused on Ladybug, and he's actually able to focus on what he's doing. But there's still no way that he would be able to defeat Monarch by himself without Ladybug. They need each other. She can't beat him without Cat Noir, and Cat Noir can't beat him without Ladybug. But anyways, so Monarch realizes that there's someone else that he can akumatize because he senses Andre's negative emotions, and he grabs Roar and to give Andre the power of clout. And they actually do sort of describe the power. It's like, as the tiger's clout, one blow will be enough to put a superhero out of action. That was the line. Let me see if I can find the actual line in here. From now on, every scoop of your ice cream will have the same destructive power as the tiger's clout. One blow will be enough to put superhero out of... Okay, so that's all. So that does seem to be all they say. But yeah. So yeah, I thought there was more to it than that, but okay, I guess that's all you really say. Just that it's a really strong power. It's not the power of destruction, but it is destructive. And Andre is like, yeah, I will get you the miraculous with this power, but first, since Marinette destroyed my faith in love and ice cream, I'm going to destroy her. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh no. That's not good either. It's like, oh, he's after Marinette. Fortunately, Marinette will be safe once she transforms, but she's also with Cat Noir, so she can't transform right now, and she doesn't have Tiki. So, he gets akumatized, and Cat Noir is about to take Marinette home, but then they realize that, Glaciator is back, so he does the same thing for Marinette, what she, as Ladybug, did for Luca back in the episode Wishmaker, basically, hiding her in the stalls at the... Oh gosh, I don't know what this place is called, but, the same place where they had the Career Day convention. Yeah, he hides her, and she calls Alia, who's, been freaking out, oh my gosh, where have you been? It's like, I'm fine, but, there's a villain, I need Tiki, I'm at this, place. Actually, I think they do actually say, let me see here. The Ile au Signes? French is weird. But she tells her where she's at so that Tiki can go and find her so that she can go and transform. And, she apologizes to Tiki. She's like, oh my gosh, Tiki, this is all my fault. It's like, okay, have your pity party later. It's time to go transform. Cat Noir, recognizing that, he's on his, that Glaciator is on his way to Marinette's house to look for her, evacuates her parents. I guess that actually happens later. So, he's fighting Glaciator by himself, waiting for Ladybug. Oh no, he does go and evacuate them. And Alia gets out on her own. Cat Noir goes and, he evacuates Marinette's parents so that they don't get hurt. And Alia goes off on her own with some makeshift armor that she got from the kitchen, like a colander on her head and other stuff, so that she can, do what she can to help Ladybug and Cat Noir, even though, girl, you don't have superpowers anymore, and you kind of promised Ladybug that you wouldn't put yourself in danger like this again, but, I get it, you're trying to help your best friend and all, and she's the target. But anyways, they fight Glaciator. The fight itself isn't really a whole lot, but, they do have at least the scene with Ladybug and Cat Noir, with Ladybug confirming that Cat Noir no longer has feelings for her, and he's like, well, it's complicated. Because, she asks him, well, you really have feelings for this Marinette girl? And he's like, yeah, it's complicated. But Alia comes along and says the thing that Marinette wanted to hear at the beginning of the episode. If Marinette wants to have ice cream with Cat Noir, that's her prerogative. It's like, yeah, it's like, thank you for finally coming around, Alia. A little late on that, but, yeah. So she gets, knocked back, and, Ladybug and Cat Noir have their little talk, they're friends, and then they go to defeat, Glaciator. She gets this giant parasol as her lucky charm, which she basically stabs through him, with Cat Noir distracting him. And then, he joins Ladybug so that they can pull him over this bus that is on fire. This bus is, on fire. There's, this fire right next to this bus, and they pull him over that. And oh my gosh, Dem and I were laughing so hard at this line. That Glaciator has, or they've got him stuck above the fire, and he's like, "You're melting my butt." That line just killed me. You're melting my butt. I can't. Oh my gosh, this episode. Like, oh my gosh, this episode. So yeah, they melt his butt, and they melt the ice cream to the point where, Andre is exposed, so they can break his ice cream scoop, and they capture the Akuma, and I agree with TVC. She pointed out in her recent reviews of the episodes, because she's finally getting around to those. Guys, go spam her Twitter and let her know she needs to watch episode 7. But yeah, so yeah, they cure Andre, and he's like, okay, I might have overreacted. I'm sorry. It's just that you guys make such a beautiful couple, but what matters is that you're happy, so you should love who you want to love. And it's like, okay, thanks for giving your blessings, Andre, but, you did kind of ruin it a bit. But, it was close too, but, he didn't ruin it completely himself. It wasn't just him. It was also Cat Noir realizing that this wasn't the right way. That, if he wants Marinette to love him, he needs to get her to love him as Adrian again. So, they give him another magic charm, and they separate, and, she goes back to de-transform in the same spot where he left her as Marinette, and then we get Monarch. He confirms that yes, the cataclysm is spreading, because before, when he showed Natalie his arm, we could still see a little bit of his normal skin tone under his glove, but now there is no skin tone under his glove. It is absolutely spreading. That was not an animation thing or anything. It is in fact spreading, and they actually show that him having actual discomfort from from his injury there when he detransforms, and then he says it. He now knows that Cat Noir, whoever he is under the mask, has feelings for Marinette Du Pen Chang, and he now has plans to use that love against them. That is bad. And this is supposed to lead into Kwame's choice. This is the last episode before Kwame's choice. So that may very well lead into the whole decision of Tiki and Plag saying, listen, we know how much this has been affecting you and how hard it's been for you to pursue your love lives and be happy while still being superheroes. So we're going to take your miraculous back. We're going to go find new holders. It's okay. We'll be okay. We'll find a way to defeat Monarch. And I wonder if that's going to lead into their decision too, because yeah, it should be pretty obvious now that Monarch now knows that Cat Noir has feelings for Marinette, regardless of the fact that Marinette is Ladybug. Because yeah, he's going to be targeting her from now on, because he knows he can use that to get to Cat Noir, which means that he's going to be trying to akumatize her, which means that he's going to be trying to akumatize Ladybug, even though he doesn't know that, but we do, and oh my goodness. Oh, this season is so good. This season is so good. It just, this does, the Marinette stuff in this episode and all the drama and everything definitely raises it above passion for me. So this is still my favorite episode, but this episode and passion, oh my goodness, this is the episode to break me. And I hope that I remember to edit in the I'm going to break you like a Kit Kat bar, because these are the emotions that I expected Ephemeral to give me. If you saw my trailer review for Ephemeral, I was freaking out about the whole thing because they were doing the identity reveal and everything, and I even did that little thing with the Team 4-Star parody of I'm going to break you, what? Like a Kit Kat bar. What? Just, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's this episode. That was not Ephemeral. That is Elation. Oh my goodness, this episode. This might be my favorite episode of the entire series, actually. Oh my goodness. I just... Words. How do words? So Cat Noir... Anyways, yeah, I gotta move on. So Cat Noir goes and checks on Marinette. And, he takes her home, and they sort of acknowledge the fact that, yes, there is definitely something there, but, it's not right for him to take advantage of her feelings for him as Cat Noir, and that, yes, she has the right to love whoever she wants to love, but he needs to, if they were, the only way for them to actually make that work is for her to know who he is, and he can't let her know who he is. He doesn't even know the full reason why. He doesn't even know her reasoning for him not being able to tell her who he is. She knows that because she's Ladybug, she cannot know who he is. He just knows that she cannot know who he is because he has to keep his identity a secret. And it's oh. And, but he also is having to deal with the fact that he now knows that he was Buttercup, that she was in love with him, and he heard that declaration of love that she gave that was intended for him, Adrian Agreste, and now he hears that he's basically ruined it by taking too long to realize his own feelings. And Plag does kind of cheer him up at the end when he, is talking about this, sulking in his room about, I missed my chance, she was in love with me as Adrian aggressed, and now she's not. And Plag basically, does his best to cheer him up by telling him about how Plag himself actually used to deny himself cheese, and he actually went through this period of where he told himself he didn't love cheese, and he had to allow himself to start eating cheese again. And now he's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with me liking cheese. I like cheese. There's nothing wrong with that. And basically he's trying to say that Marinette's love for him will never actually be gone, because once you love somebody, you'll never technically stop loving them, which gives Adrian hope that he can win her back. So he's like, that means Marinette could fall for me again someday, right? And he just looks so hopeful, like, my son, my precious baby boy. And you guys are probably at the point by now that you've seen what I did to baby Adrian. Like, how dare anybody hurt this precious boy? Like, oh, he's so cute and pure and innocent, and I can't stand it. He's just too pure. Oh, and he thanks Plag for cheering him up. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. So yeah, hopefully this will allow Marinette to at least try to allow herself to love Adrian again. Because, she just had this realization that of everything, that she really can't be with Cat Noir. Like, she probably won't, like, be full on, I should let myself be in love with Adrian again, because, for one thing, I don't want her to just go full reversal on that, because that would sort of ruin her character arc that she's been going through this season. But it's also kind of like, hopefully she'll, like, allow herself to at least reconsider her stance of just completely cutting herself off from loving him. It's like, you are allowed to like somebody. You are allowed to want to be happy. Yes, things have been complicated lately, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't stop yourself from being happy, from experiencing your feelings. Feel your feelings. Let your feelings be real. And I'm hoping that that's going to be the lesson of this, like, overarching lesson of this season. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Because, last episode we got her saying, Cat Noir and I could possibly be together, but we may have to give up our miraculous to make that happen. And here she had the relationship in her hands. It's like, I could actually be with Cat Noir, even if he's not in love with me as Ladybug anymore. If he has feelings for me as Marinette, this could actually work. But they both realized that it wouldn't work. That, there's no way for them to actually be in a relationship with one of them still wearing that mask. And, like, obviously, on Adrian's end, he realizes that there is some hope that he could still have a relationship with Marinette, because he doesn't know that she's Ladybug. And, I'm hoping that they actually do start dating in Kwame's Choice. I don't know if Tiki and Plag are going to actually tell them who the other person is, because, technically the magic that prevents Tiki from revealing Marinette's identity is that Marinette is her holder. Adrian is not her holder. Adrian is Plag's holder. Yes, Adrian has borrowed the miraculous, but Marinette never disowed Tiki, so she's always been her holder. So I can't help but wondering if Tiki could potentially tell Marinette that Adrian is Cat Noir. And also vice versa. Plag very well may be able to tell Cat Noir that Marinette is Ladybug, especially considering the fact that, they will be intentionally taking the miraculous away so that these two can be together. And that would actually be a really good reason for them to do the reveal, because it's like, okay, Marinette, I know that you've fallen in love with Cat Noir, but I also know that you're still in love with Adrian. So listen, I'm gonna tell it to you straight. I'm taking your Miraculous because Adrian and Cat Noir are the same person, and I don't want to see you constantly being unhappy like this, so I'm gonna take your Miraculous so that you can go be happy with the person who loves you and that you love back. And also the same for Plague. Like, listen, Adrian, Marinette is Ladybug, I'm taking your Miraculous, goodbye. I know, Plague's, that is actually how Plague would do it. Like, Plague would do it with far less fanfare. Like, obviously, I'm sure it'll still hurt the Kwamis to leave these holders that they've grown so attached to, but at the same time, it's like, I think that's part of the reason why they're taking the Miraculouses back, is so that these people that they have grown so attached to, that they care about so much, they want them to be happy. And the only way they can be happy, truly happy, is by not having this responsibility that was thrust upon them that they never asked for, that has gotten in the way of their relationship. And yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, we'll have to see. There's no news yet, as far as I'm aware, when we will get Kwami's Choice. I'm pretty sure the episodes have been done for a while now, so I'm honestly kind of surprised that we don't have any news yet, because like, we got episode 9 so quick after episode 8, and the show does seem to be going on hiatus. I do kind of wish that they hadn't given us all these episodes so close to each other, because they gave us 3 episodes, or no, they gave us 4 episodes back to back to back to back. And it's like, give the fandom some space to breathe. I remember when Steven Universe did this with their Steven Bombs, and we would get 5 episodes all at once. And it's like, give us a chance to breathe and take all this in. Let the fandom talk. Let us come up with theories. Let us gush over everything that's going on this season. We're actually going to have time to breathe now, which means that I actually have time to get more art together for the rest of the season, because this is it. The comic you're seeing right now, that's it. This is all the art that I've got for you guys right now. I need to get to drawing. Yeah. I mean, I technically do have one more thing, but it's part of a series that I want to work on, and I've only got this one part of that series, and I kind of want to save it for for going back and reviewing older episodes of the show, because I do want to do that. It's just been so crazy lately with, between work and getting ready for this move to Canada and working on What If Adrian Had a Twin Sister, and also the comics, the Aggress Twins comics, which is canon to the What If series, and also the Ask Kitty Noir series that I haven't posted anything about in a while. It's like, I really want to get back to those, and so much going on. Plus, there's Rise of the Sphinx. I need to figure out more ways to get content out for you guys for Rise of the Sphinx, because you guys are really enjoying that, and I don't want to let you guys down with that. And I'm having so much fun playing that game with you guys, I really am. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this now. It is late, and I've taken overtime tomorrow, technically today, because it's already 12:10 a.m. So yeah, I really gotta get to sleep, because I've gotta be up and ready for work in 10 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos from me. We do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, including playing video games, we do art, and also sometimes talk about cartoons and anime. So if you enjoy this stuff, then be sure to ring that bell icon to never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.